Yo, huddle up, huddle up,
Huddle
huddle
up,
up,
huddle up,
huddle up,
huddle
huddle
up,
up, huddle up, huddle up,
huddle
huddle
up,
up.
huddle up.
We got episode 37 of the Ravens Huddle. We back again, man. You got your boy Mike.
Yes, indeed. You got your boy Rich.
Got Zay in the back, man.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
boy.
Exciting
Yeah.
off season so far.
And thank y'all for stopping by. People that stop by routinely, if it's your first time, man, like, subscribe, tell some folks, share that. Appreciate
Please.
y'all. We're going to just keep
Please.
turning up and turning up. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, make that happen, man.
Hit us in the comments too
Yes.
if we say
Oh,
anything
yes.
off.
Yeah,
or
comment,
anything
comment,
different, baby.
comment.
We love it. We
Ask
love it all.
questions, whatever, man.
Yo, somebody was wilding in the comments too, this past week, but I won't even.
Jackson
Oh,
Dart,
yeah,
the Jackson
yeah.
Dart
He's
joint.
wilding.
Nobody touched that one.
Hilarious.
He's wilding, yo.
Hilarious, dog.
He's wilding out, yo.
It was an emotional
He was
week
on
for
his
a lot
Stone Cold
of
Steve Austin.
people, yo. The draft is an emotional week
Yeah.
for a lot of fans, man. Like,
For sure.
Yeah.
It's the future and then what happened and why you either in a bad position, why you picking so early in the first place, and then why you,
Yeah.
turn up. But the draft came through. We're gonna talk about some of the players that we definitely keeping a strong eye on. The Ravens got 11. They actually drafted all.
Everything we needed.
Remember we was like they possibly gonna trade some of the picks because they ain't gonna be that many rosters. They drafted 11 people.
Yeah, they only
Big shout
traded
out
back
EDC
once.
though,
Yes.
man.
But they
Come
kept
on,
the
yo.
same amount of picks.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like,
they only traded back like a few spots.
they
It
traded
wasn't
back
even
a
that
few
crazy.
spots for their earlier pick to move up earlier for their other one. So interesting, but
EDC,
and then they got
the
some
wizard,
people,
bro.
Yeah, and they undrafted free agents as well. We got one of those. We definitely gonna mention more so. But let's get off the top, man. Before we get to that, because that's gonna be extensive. The 5th-year option for an excellent draft.
Yes.
5th-year option for Kyle Hamilton and Tyler Lindenbaum.
I mean, he
came
did
up.
much deserved.
Kyle,
Much deserved.
Kyle's was giving out an exercise, I should say, and Tyler Lindenbaum's was not. And I know some people. I mean, by now, if you checked out enough, you should know. But if you don't know, of course, Kyle's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
And Tyler's a no-brainer to keep on the team.
Mm-hmm.
But Tyler, because his was rescinded, I think it considered rescinded or whatever. Not rescinded, but not exercised. Because he's a lineman, right? So, there's different positions on the line.
Yeah.
But for some reason, like there's cornerbacks, there's a defensive backs, and there's multiple positions, and they're paid what they seen as the value of those positions. But for some reason on the line, they just have it as line. So long story short, he would have been getting paid like $5 million more than the next center, because they lump in the tackle, the highest paid tackle, and the highest paid center, and then the joint puts you in the middle of that when and it's like, we're not trying to pay a center 23. I think it would be $23.5 million. That's crazy. Like, and the center's invaluable, but it's not left tackle.
Save that bread for Likely, man.
So part of it is, I think it's an
Gotta
understood
figure it
thing.
out. Yeah.
He's going to get paid. Some people be like, oh, you can get another center because some people say centers aren't as valuable. But listen, remember, the Ravens are rotating centers at one point left and right and right
Chill
and
out.
left. Yes.
The center is wild important.
Wild
You
important.
crazy?
Yo.
Wild
Super
important.
I don't even know
important.
who said that. They clearly don't.
And you
Some
know
people
what
like, you
they
could
have-
draft
must have been
another
a Browns
center.
fan or something like that.
No, I've seen a few people. You could draft.
Definitely was a Browns fan, yo.
No.
Must have been.
When you got a center that is very valuable, he does a great job. He might have a few little hiccups here and there, but everybody does. If it ain't, if it's working, let it work, yo. Like,
Yeah.
My
let it
dog,
work. He's
man.
young.
I like Lindenbaum, man.
Make it easy on yourself.
I hope we
cut
get
it
that
up.
worked out.
Yeah, and you gotta think if he keeps performing, Brad will come around again, and he might be able to get a nice little extension on the back end.
Nah, they
you
working
feel
on a
me?
deal.
Yeah, so it's
They
like-
working on a deal. Even though they exercised Kyle's, they're working on a deal for both of those, like a long
For sure.
term deal.
Got to get it done.
The only thing but Tyler I know
Cousin Kyle
is
of
a little
course.
people might have a
Must
little
be
nervous because
Cousin Kyle is a one of one football player. Yo.
I don't even want to say what I was going to say.
He's an
Let's just
all-time
keep
football
on.
player.
Yeah,
I don't even want to think.
both of those fellas we was talking about, they was like they're not even overly think because they know a deal's gonna get made.
Yeah.
They're not overly thinking about it right now. They focus. But Tyler, I know he's a little banged up last year. That's the one thing that is a little concerning. But
Isn't he quote unquote undersized for the position?
he
is
does
what they
seem
say.
a little small.
I've heard that. So
So I know long term some people might feel like listen, man, some guys don't necessarily gotta play 13, 14 on the line or whatever. Maybe maybe he's two contracts, maybe up to 10, maybe who knows? But if he finishes 10 years and plays,
get your money.
Get this one locked in. We'll be good.
You know,
He gonna be straight.
And the Royal Farms commercial bag is open now, bro.
Yeah, that's
oh, we got a lot to talk about with that.
We do.
That's Lindy bombs.
Yeah. Well, let's start slowly getting into the draft, man.
Yes, sir.
One of the things I want to just start off with, because it's mad funny. You talked about EDC, man.
EDC.
I'm just looking at. I like so many of the picks,
bro. And since you didn't get to watch the whole thing, that video you sent that was like an hour long,
yeah.
Bro. EDC is like a scientist with this, bro. Like he had. Honestly, EDC, I love you, but don't give the sauce up like that no more.
Yeah, some of the questions.
He was really giving like draft game, and I was like, that makes so much sense.
Some of the guys was asking questions, and I was like, don't answer that for real.
Yeah. Bro say he got guys to look at like after the play, like the guys that average 2 yards. He got guys that look at
all
them
of them
and
got
like,
their tricks. But you cannot EDC.
You're not EDC.
You're not EDC.
You're not EDC. You don't got you don't got the legendary, the great.
They got all sorts of dribbling videos teach you how to dribble and everything, but you might not be able to dribble, son. That's
you don't
just
got
not in this
Ozzy.
game.
You don't got Ozzy the Oracle in your
Yeah,
ear
he's
neither,
got
yo. Like
wild
just in case you might
years of experience of this.
Like I said, when I saw the War Room, I saw Ozzy right there.
You know what else I noticed?
I saw right there.
I don't know if anyone else was paying attention to this as much, and I don't know if I can say this like for sure. But I noticed in the Ravens room, they had wild names up there on their board. Mm-hmm. I didn't see really any of the other rooms have that, at least on the backboard. So they old school with it is what I'm thinking. And they're still, to this day, they using the board,
he
man.
broke it down to like...
They're not even using the computers. This is... They different,
He broke it down to like a science that was so legit. Because he was like, a lot of drafts, they focus on a particular position. He was like... While they worried about like the top running back or the top this, that, the third, he like, I'm looking at the best person I can get for whatever position. You feel me? Like after the first round. So it's like, whereas though it might be like the third best running back available, but he like, yo, I can get the number one tight end in the draft or the number one
I spoke about that
outside
before.
linebacker or safety or something. I'm like, yo, that's why we got the team we got.
And the Ravens are...
It's a simple but smart science.
He like as they start pulling guys, you know, that are on their board. All right, so they have a board and they got, you know, people ranked in certain positions. Mm-hmm. And they get happy as they see people who get overdrafted because a team might draft for a need, quote unquote, or this and that. So you say every time you see somebody on their board that gets overdrafted, they get happy. Like, oh yeah, this dude is falling down. We got a greater chance. Yeah. And that's why stars came. And in other drafts, like Kyle and the drafts go on and on and on. But he was talking about how, like, Ed Reed and Todd Heat, man. He was like, I'm just getting the best player at that position. And that's what we mentioned before this. Like, you want to be in the great position where you can say, first of all, you don't want your team to have a million needs.
Yeah.
And that's just being good at doing your job in the right free agent. But also, you want to be like, hey, if I'm taking the number one guy, I know he can step on the field, and 9 times out of 10 he's going to be able to play. It's not a project. We're figuring that out. Now, some of their defensive linemen have been projects. Yeah, but that's a whole nother receivers, but that's another story.
He's so smart. He said he like start. Well, I mean, I guess all the schools started doing this after the NIL deals, but he was like, bro, off the big schools, if you could get a starter from one of them. They used to paying under the lights. They used to getting paid. They could usually get an NFL playbook quickly because they in a
complex system.
Almost complex, pro style system anyway. So
that's why everybody trying to get on the draft in the Georgia defensive players.
Yeah.
They know they're ready when they get one.
Yeah, they ready.
They're
ready. Come out.
You have to get one.
It's a factory.
As soon as they come out. That's hard though.
But the funniest thing I saw real quick before when they was when they got all of the phone calls from all of the players, we gotta call him Coach EDC now, yo.
Yeah, Coach.
Everybody
EDC,
called him Coach, yo. I thought it was hilarious,
nah,
yo.
He really
and
that,
he just
bro.
kept it cool. Like, you feel me? Like, all right, thank you, Coach. Like, them dudes are just so pumped. I never seen so many people call him Coach ever before, yo.
He said he been here like 30 years or something, or 20-something years. Like,
I always enjoy hearing the genuine
part
emotion.
of the Raven staff. I don't know if he was always in that position, but like
I always enjoy hearing the genuine emotion from the kids when they get selected. That's usually the best part for me.
And, you know what I mean? Just like,
and then hearing how you can hear the genuineness in our coaching staff and also our upper level management, and when they talking to them,
it's a culture here, yo.
I think one that got me the most probably of the batch that we got sent earlier. What was that, yesterday? My man, what was his name? Emory Jones. My man Emory Jones, the offensive tackle. Yo, when I heard him, and then I heard the position coach talk to him, he was like, "Listen, kid, I fought hard for you."
Yeah.
So you better come here ready to play. I was like, that's an old school joint.
I like it.
And my man is a big body, and he's a project. You know what I mean? He's not going to probably be our starter off the rip, but he's a great addition.
They kept mentioning he's a 3-year starter, if I'm not mistaken, and they kept mentioning, making sure they mention him as he's somewhat of a project. But the offensive line for the most part, and they drafted a few offensive linemen.
Mm-hmm.
The offensive line for the most part is set.
Yeah.
Sure, could you improve at guard here or there? And they're looking. He played tackle. They're looking at improving him at improvement and possibly sliding into that guard position.
Yeah.
But he's one of the things is he's big. They say he's mean, ferocious. He's
I like it.
So he's looked at really for depth, and that's a good thing to get some depth, get some size, get a guy that's played at a major big time program. He's played a little bit here and there. Like he's in a good system. He went to LSU, so get him in there. You don't hope he has to play immediately, but you get him in there. He's raw, like you said. If he's they looking for size and tenacity, right?
Yeah, man. And he's got it. And he played at LSU, that big system.
Exactly.
So he's going to have a little bit more.
I just want to say one thing before you, they asked him, are you ready to, block for Lamar? And he said, that'll be an honor. I'll put it all on the line for him.
Yeah.
I
like that.
I like that. It's a lot of dudes.
He moved
he looked like he moved bodies.
He was like, I'm ready to move bodies. I was like, yo, that's hard.
Yeah.
And more kudos.
And salute to Mike Renner on that review video as well as of that Emory Jones joint. Yo, that was a good video, fam.
And more kudos again to EDC because I feel like we had a really good team last year, but they really worked to fill all the voids, bro. Because at first with the safety, I was hyped. Then I saw what we got across the board. It was like, yo, this is everywhere where we could be better.
Let's run through them right now, then, man.
Yeah, we're gonna go.
So we gotta again show love. We did it last week, but Malachi Starks is gonna be. I feel like him and Kyle
versatile.
and Ardarius Washington. It really can be something
they can run,
special.
They can run, and then
Wigs on the sides, bro. It's gonna be crazy. Marlowe.
Think about
this
it.
could be an all-time defense.
And we picked up some guys too.
All the safeties can play deep. They could play some coverage.
Yeah, this could be an all-time defense. Legion of Boom styles type.
But they could also play the run.
Yeah.
All three of them can play the run.
Yeah.
And then you got Marlowe who can play. He can play outside or inside if necessarily, and he can rush the passer as well. That's 4 guys that can get so they can mix it up. They can act like this guy's coming. Yo, bro, it could be really, really. It's going to be spooky, yo.
Man.
As the key thing that we were saying last year, and they got better last year. A few decisions needed to be made. Is chemistry. As long as that's on point, it's going to be scary. Did y'all see the breakdown of Malachi Starks when they was going through film with him?
Yeah, bro.
The kid is
EDC.
Smart, versatile, man.
He's a ball hawk.
I hate to keep going back
High
to the
football
interview.
IQ.
High football IQ, Georgia.
EDC said, he had one of the best interviews
ever.
They said, they had scouts looking at him when he was playing. They bro really can hit secretly, and he's a ball hawk. That's exactly what we need.
If you're a 5-star when you're in high school, and then you come in, typically if you play only 3 years, that means you like that.
Yeah.
You played significant snaps as a freshman.
Yeah.
His 4th play was the crazy interception.
Wild interception.
4th play ever in college was the wild interception, switching your hips, keeping your eye on the ball, eye on man, nasty. So you 5-star, you come in 3, you played excellent. That means that trajectory is potential.
It's not going to be fair.
Hall of Fame trajectory, because that means there's no reason to believe you're not going to keep. It's going to translate.
This is the spirit of Ed Reed haunting the Ravens.
He has the size.
This is the spirit of Ed Reed haunting the Ravens, yo.
The spirit. Yo, he's got it all.
The dual safeties.
I'm ready. He just keeps saying
I'm about to cry, fam.
Everything.
Already.
I watch his interviews and everything. He just keeps saying, "I'm ready to get to work, yo."
I can't wait. And then we shored up some things. I love that highlight video of my dog. What's his name? Mike Green.
Oh yeah,
edge
Mike
rusher
Green,
out of Marshall.
That's the second pick.
And we got him on some because he had some things that happened while he was in college. I think that's why he ended up on Marshall.
Yeah,
EDC touched the bases on that as well. The
thing about it is no charges, just accusations. Apparently, he wanted to get.
And I seen when they picked him. I was watching when they picked him. I seen the tears.
Oh, man,
I seen the joy. He just want to play.
Every emotion, yo.
And you could tell that he's been nice. He just, of course, had these things that happened that derailed some things over time, and now he's got a chance to play with one of the best defenses. Yo.
And we just want to say,
off the edge,
Roquan will have him extra aggressive, yo.
Finally, edge rushing potential.
Hopefully, nothing. Hopefully, it's just accusations.
Van Noy, he's gonna have a real OG.
Hold on, let me get that out. Hopefully, it's just accusations, because hopefully everybody's able to move past that.
Yeah.
Because this pick, what have we been saying for a while? They've been tops in sacks, right?
We needed it in playoffs, baby.
But we kept saying a lot of times
we need it.
Yeah.
And they just be a half second.
Yeah, too late, and they be sniped.
So a lot of those sacks, to me, I think a part of the reason why, not saying they didn't earn it, but a slight fool's gold is because I think some of it, they had to get schemed up for a lot of those sacks, which is great job by the coach and great job by them to follow through on it. You got to switch for different quarterbacks and stuff like that, and I think they did a great job just literally scheming. But also, I feel like some of them sacks were coming through, and the previous year wasn't as bad as secondary, but sometimes this year, some teams were trying to go for big plays in that secondary, so they probably took some sacks here or there, specifically this year. They probably didn't.
Bro, it was to the point where they was being disrespectful when Marcus Williams and Brandon Stevens.
Because they like, yo, we going to go big, and a lot of them big plays
a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But that extra pressure.
Yes.
Thank you.
But this is why. And this is why we were saying, I know for a fact, I mentioned, I'm like, yo, they need a game changer.
Yeah.
I don't care if you finish number one in sacks again by committee, and salute to the ageist one, our guy in our age, just representing for us.
Yes, sir. Representing for the mid-30s.
But they needed somebody that is just like, on that third down, you just like, yo.
Yeah, we got to
make that quarterback pass it just a half second to, because he knows that guy is there.
Yeah.
He's not worried about, he's like, yo, this dude is over here. I'm shook. And that's what they need, a game changer, a home run hitter. And he has all the potential of that. You know, when I seen some of the highlights, and I'm saying it because, you know, that's one of my favorite plays. So I'm not jumping the gun. That spin move reminds me very much of Dwight Freeney.
I like it.
That's what it reminded me. When he hit that joint,
he's fast.
He is fast. He's not.
And he's going after the quarterback.
He's not 6'5", 6'6". He's about 6'3". Not crazy length, but just a very, because one of the things with Freeney, he's aggressive, slightly on the small side.
He throws people.
Athleticism, speed, smarts. That's what he got. But he's good on the run. He could do a lot of different things. He's versatile as well. He's in the backfield a lot.
Sizzle 2.0, yo.
Exactly.
Sizzle 2.0. We
talked
about that on the phone.
Or better.
And we had
better than Sizzle would be great.
So as long as everything's good, we finally got the home run hitter, and they saying Harbaugh's like, he's gonna play. He's gonna play. So you put him in rotation with Travis and Mads and all of that should be fantastic.
And the emotional video I was thinking about actually was with my man Carson Vincent. Is that Vincent?
Yeah, Carson Vincent.
The guy we got out of Virginia Tech. That was the emotional video I was talking about, not the other tackle. That was the other video that I watched.
Carson Vincent. He was actually Alabama A&M.
That was Alabama.
Oh yeah,
A&M?
you talking about the tackle?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Alabama A&M. My bad.
Yeah.
That's the one that the coach said.
I didn't know that. Zay gave us notes. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, he fought super hard for this kid. Yes. Like he said, he was like.
Oh yeah. That's why I was like, Emory wasn't.
My bad.
That's all good.
It wasn't Emory. My bad. That was totally wrong.
It's all good.
Carson, I love you, bro. I hope you do something there, man.
I love it. HBCU pickup.
I love it.
I think he was the first HBCU guy drafted this year.
Okay.
You always get a few of those. Some excellent players that have come from HBCUs.
But to get back to that defensive line conversation, the one that really shocked me that I didn't expect to see was the big dog, number 16. What's his name? Aeneas Peoples? Aeneas Peoples?
Listen.
Problem up front in the middle, bro. Fat defensive tackle with wheels.
For people who don't understand,
he might be.
This might be the steal of the draft. The only reason he fell in the draft is because he's a little on the smaller side at D tackle. But the film shows he had if I'm not mistaken, the number one pressure rate, if I'm not mistaken, of D tackles in all of football.
I didn't know that
all
information. That's crazy.
And he's tops and just.
I ain't know these things.
I was just watching the film. And the footwork was crazy,
Bro.
for a big man.
He's
Aggressive big man, yo.
He's in the backfield more than just about anybody
Yo, he's
all of college
OD.
football.
I like it.
Like he's
He's OD.
ferocious, dog. Athletic, like I said, I think because he's might be slightly under 300 pounds. I think.
Okay,
he
so
might
he gotta
be.
get
He's
some size on
roughly
him.
off the top of my head, roughly 6'1". Ones. I don't. All I know is even if he's not playing every down because he might not need to be. The Ravens, if they get you in 3rd and long this year, it's a lot
It's gonna
of
be
guys.
nice outside, bro.
Because that's when the speed and the moves and like that really can be helpful. Like he's pumped. One of my favorite things he said was like, "Yo, NFL, y'all let me in the door. I'm here. I'm making this my home." Yeah. A lot of these players, like one of the things they get some of the guys that are very talented that got chips on their shoulders.
Yeah.
Bro, if you watch the film, some people some people love to take the guys because, when they in their shorts and shirts, at the combine, this guy can run a 4.2.
He's fast.
Or this guy, he's huge. No.
Yeah, can he play
Watch
football?
the film.
Yo?
What do he do between them lines?
Can he play football, yo? That
With the
11
helmet
leg
on
is
and the
different.
pads on, because he's not going to be out there with the shorts and the little small
He
spandex
plays the
on.
run well as well. Like he's always. One thing you need to know, if you don't know about Aeneas Peoples, he's always in the backfield. Just go watch him. He's in the backfield a lot.
Backfield gang. I like that.
And that's why if you get pressure up the middle, and you got Mike Green coming on the side, and you never know one of the safeties or
Any of our defensive
come
backs.
on,
Absolutely
come
anyone
on,
that you wanna
man.
send.
Yeah.
Don't let Mads also get some pressure.
Yo, you know
You can't
your boy,
double Mads.
Our defensive coordinator is going crazy right
My
now.
boy Namdi don't get doubled.
You know he going
Stop
crazy
it.
right now.
You seen Zach Orr, yo.
Zach Orr is
He's
going
been
wild.
pumped the whole time, yo. He can barely
came
contain
up.
himself.
I would be
yo.
at home
came
crying
every time they be talking
every
to
night.
He came up.
Every time he meet one of them or talking to one of them, man, bro,
Yeah.
he ready to get to work. He
Yeah.
ready to get to work, man. So yeah, salute that pot. Like I said, real quick, that to me could very well be the steal of the draft, yo.
Is that your favorite pick?
I love all these guys, man. I was big on
it's
Malachi
nice.
Starks.
I was saying, like,
I like
'cause
Malachi.
It's one of my.
Starks,
It's my favorite.
Or your dark horse
because
pick.
I,
Because
because
how
I
do
felt
I
like
wanna word
the
this?
first two for sure. We're gonna if they slip right, they were gonna go to the Ravens. I was like the Ravens are gonna pass on them.
Yeah.
That's why my main two was Malachi. Fitzgerald is a kicker, but that's another one. But we'll talk about the kicker situation later and soon. But as far as past my guarantees in my eyes, that is my favorite pick for sure.
Yeah,
For sure. And I like some of the other guys a whole lot. So, but yeah.
for sure. I think mine's. I don't know if he's gonna. I hope he makes the squad because I really liked him over there at Colorado. But LeJohntay Webster,
Oh yeah.
the wide receiver out of Colorado, yo, I love that.
No,
kid.
he's making the squad.
I really hope
It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be deep though. It's gonna be a lot
I
of
think
receiving threats.
I'm putting it out there. The
I
reason
really hope he's
the
on
reason
squad,
he's
man.
going to make it, and I don't think
It's a lot
it's
of
because
receiving
it's
threats.
not just for receiver.
Oh, okay.
That
Yeah,
man
kick
can return.
Okay, yeah, all right, that'd be nice.
That's one of the big things, and he's really good at getting open when plays break down. One of the best plays for Shador, and I talked about this when it was like Shador's arm is kind of phony. I was like, bro, I seen him backpedaling, then step up in the pocket, throw it like a 50, 55 yard zip, seam straight down to the receiver all the way in the end zone. I'm like, that's enough arm. It was him who caught that pass.
Exactly.
Yo.
LeJohntay caught a lot
He's
of
nice.
passes, like
He's a-
clutch catches,
Yes, that's
and
his
he
thing.
can get upfield.
Yes,
bro.
he's quick, he's
Like-
shifty, he can return, he can play some special teams. He's going to make the team.
They had a
I'd be
lot of
surprised
them
if he
on
doesn't.
that team, which I respect, but he was one that I really paid a lot of attention to because he caught a lot of touchdowns.
A lot of touch.
like-
You know what I always say? They
That's
got
what
all
I
these
want.
receiver and reception merchants, and salute to that. Everything is needed. I like guys that get in the end zone.
Yeah, that's what we need.
I like guys who put points on the board.
I want to see that end zone, man.
Yeah,
and
me
then
and-
the return aspect is what can, like you said, get him at least on the squad.
Yes,
I want him
special
on the
teams
team.
are- yes.
Because at some point I think he gonna be on that.
I think he's making it for sure.
Yeah.
I think he's going to get in as a wide receiver at some point.
Because it was a joy to watch his selection video, just looking like that looked like an old school cookout. Remember the cookouts we used to have?
Oh, yeah,
back in the
yeah,
day
yeah.
as
It
a
was beautiful.
family?
Yeah.
It was
Yeah, it was
crazy,
nice.
yo.
I love those type
I
of
felt that
joints.
emotion, yo.
Yeah.
His dad hugged him crazy.
Yeah.
You know, it was beautiful, yo.
No, that's definitely tough. That's gotta be a special moment for those guys when they go in the league.
That's one of my favorite picks right there.
I'm gonna say mine was probably just because I'm going off of something that's completely, it has nothing to do with football, but I feel like the Ravens always have good chants, yo. Like anytime it's like a player, you know, it's like we scream out something. I think Tyler Loop gonna be something just because of the name, yo. Like you could.
Oh yeah, they said you could loop. They got stuff already paired up. No, I already heard.
Yeah, man. It's about to get loopy out here.
Oh man, if
Bro,
he got the loop going in the stadium when he kicked the 68-yarder.
Now
I know it's gonna go crazy, yo. Hopefully he be booting them joints.
Loop along. So all right, so I knew the trick kicker was getting kicked. That's another thing I predicted, guaranteed. I said there's too many late round picks for kicking out to get kicked with the allegations and stuff that's going on.
Yeah,
for sure.
I said the time is running out. I knew it. I said the wrong year for you to have your worst year on top of them having this many late round picks.
Million picks.
Like,
we get one, bro.
It's up there. So I thought it was going to be Ryan Fitzgerald. I think that's the only kicker they had a formal meeting with. I don't know why they didn't take him. Excellent kicker, 100% last year, 59 long. But they have I'm going to trust them. Luke, you know, here and there with the stuff along of 62.
See, I'm looking for like he could work his way into like the deep crazy kicks. Like just be accurate.
Along of 62 though, I think they're looking at the leg and the weather conditions, and I think they feel like they could probably get the technique right.
Yeah,
you know, he's not a bad kicker, but like we can
just
work
don't
on
miss
that.
extra
But
points.
can he
That's
boot
what I'm
these
saying.
joints?
Be consistent.
You know how
though.
Baltimore get. Anybody who doesn't know, like Baltimore, one week can feel tropical, the next, literally, this is not hyperbole. This is facts. We've had weeks where it was 78 degrees, and then the next week, by the time it was nighttime, it was in the 20s. This is factual. People who aren't from Baltimore don't understand. Like especially in fall and winter, especially in the winter, it's weird, man.
It's crazy. Out here, man.
So I think they're looking for someone who they know they can boot it, who was not a scrub. Played in some good high leverage games, but they said Tuck was back working out in the building. I'm like, bro.
I mean, if you,
I guess.
Yeah, I'm sure you are back working, yo.
Yeah.
You'll just want to keep going. With it.
It's the first.
You just gotta act like nothing's happening. That's how he's got to do it.
It's the only thing he can do.
It's the only thing.
Dang. And his mind gonna be off of it. It's a young spry guy.
I would
You
be
had
in the
your
locker
worst
room
season
going
ever.
Crazy on Tuck.
Yeah.
I know Tuck catching wreck in the locker room
They
though.
calling
Like
him Tucker the toe sucker.
Oh my god!
Some people don't know what that's from, but if
Oh
you do,
my
yo.
gosh!
There's at least one person that's gonna listen to this that's gonna be dying because they know what that's from.
Hit us in the comments.
They're gonna be, please, if you are that person, please, yo, comment, yo. That is hilarious, yo.
Nasty Tuck.
No, I hope it's not true though. To be honest,
We hope it ain't true. But I'm
nasty,
just saying, they
bro.
prepared.
It's nasty work right
He's
now.
the
Ticklish Tuck.
And you gotta think, yo. they wouldn't ticklish Tuck.
Be safe out there.
Yo.
All right, I'm gonna stop. Peace out. I had a little.
Hopefully it's not.
It's not
true,
funny
though.
if these are real.
I really hope it.
If it's real, we
All
already said you
victims.
canceled.
Yeah.
Though.
Oh yeah, we got you lined up. If these
Low
things
key,
come
you
out to be
already
true.
lightweight on the cancel line now.
Yeah.
You gotta come out with some strong evidence.
We hope it ain't true, but either way, we prepared. Yo.
We ain't gonna nuke, bro. We gonna come in here a whole episode.
I know they're gonna be mad. It's gonna be a full investigation episode on Ravens Huddle.
Yo.
But this is how you know it's bad, and this is how you know the clock is ticking. Because it's not like oh yeah, of course, you know, because kickers don't get drafted that often. Period.
Yeah.
No matter how nice, right?
Rare.
But it's the first time the Ravens ever drafted a kicker.
Yeah. I didn't know
Come
that.
on, yo.
They must know something, yo. Allegedly, yo.
They getting prepared
They
for
getting
possible.
prepared.
Allegedly,
We had a
yo.
lot of picks.
A lot of picks,
EDC
you know.
is thinking
You know, 11 of them things.
47 steps
Yes.
ahead. Yo, that's what he's doing,
Coach
man.
EDC.
Yeah.
EDC is
Salute
one of the
to
man
Coach
of the
EDC,
truth.
man.
Yeah, no, because EDC said even with the young guy that had the allegations, like he told him straight up, like, yo, I mean, obviously you innocent, but like, yo, no crazy stuff once you get here, bro. Like, I feel like if you lay it out on the table like that, and the kid's gonna see the opportunity, but like, if he was moving like that, let's get a new kicker, bro. You know what I mean?
Don't be going out.
And like, do we really need that? Like Lamar playing great, and now they got his court case going on, and it's like, yo, we worried about the Ravens, not your weird allegations, bro.
Don't be going out too much past about 1 a.m., yo. Just go home.
Yeah, man, go home, man.
Just go home,
We don't
bro.
need you out tousing.
Best for you to just go home every time.
Nah, he gonna stay in the house because Baltimore is too treacherous, yo. Somebody will say something to him right after the game, yo.
Oh, yeah.
You know an ignorant dude from Baltimore.
Just go home.
Like, hey, yo, I thought you was a good guy, yo. What's up with you, yo? Somebody will call him out quick,
if we keep talking on it, he gonna have to go. He not gonna be able to come out like just regularly. He gonna have to wait about 2-3 seasons. If he listen, we'll talk about him.
Hopefully
we don't have to talk about him now. This is all about the new Ravens that have joined the force. Of course, the option that we had to going
putting the
forward
Infinity
season.
Stones on the gauntlet,
seeing our guys
Finally
working
about
out
to snap
again.
and
It's
erase
been beautiful
everybody.
seeing them working out. The boys in the building.
They said they ready, man.
Them boys in the
They wanna play
building.
football.
I seen several of the players just talking about, man, I'm ready to get to work, dog.
I'm happy.
They eager, man. They eager. They ready to get out there. I only got one other pick, undrafted.
Oh, this is the
Undrafted. His name is weird. Now, I know I need to listen to more how it's pronounced, but I think it's like no. It's like SONENTOH. And if he sticks around, we all gonna know his name.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
gonna have
yeah.
nicknames but he's
ain't he like a big body,
Bro.
kind of like
What position?
235 running back.
Yeah, he a bruiser. I seen
235.
the clips. I seen
Looks
the clips.
like a Mack truck, yo.
We got
This dude is scary, yo.
It's like back up.
He went
Back
to
up there.
Monmouth, so he didn't go to like a bigger football school. I know the school from a lot of different things, but here's the funny stat about him: 109 carries. How many touchdowns do you think he had?
109
Or for only
carries.
109 carries? Yeah.
I'm gonna say 5, 6.
What's your guess?
About 7 to 9. It was way more than that. It was a
He
double
like a
any of
goal
those.
line guy.
25.
Damn, my boy.
Bro.
Nearly a quarter of his catches. I mean, touches.
He just be in there, hat to pads.
That is one of the
All
wildest
had the
ratios
pads.
I've ever seen in my life. And he had a receiver, so he had like 26 touchdowns
Damn.
last year.
Dang.
Wilding out.
Nah, he was shaking and baking.
I think he ran like a 4.5 as well.
So decent speed.
Not constantly
for a big guy.
getting the ball a lot over none of the years. He never had more than 109 carries, but a goal line person, but also undrafted. See what he could do, and maybe who else better to pair him with?
Good competition, man.
Who else better to pair him with than the other Mack truck?
Oh, yeah.
King Henry. Yo.
Yeah, Derek.
Maybe he learned something from Henry.
Yeah.
And Project Pat, just
Project
because maybe
Pat.
they might have.
That's where you
know how the
learn
Ravens get
aggressive, yeah.
You know how the Ravens get clever with some of the run stuff. Like maybe they have all three of them in.
Yeah, he like pulled.
Two of them block. Yeah, you just boom. What?
That's
or
a
you
ball,
shook,
yo.
or you shook at them, and then Lamar just take a just take off the side like Jeff Gordon in 96 or something. Like you just never know, yo.
Know what I just
boy
thought
is
about,
ready.
yo? Our draft, this Ravens draft class this year, yo. They might be the Avengers that could beat the Gorilla, yo. That's been going viral, yo. They might have every piece they need.
You know they asked us. You know they asked the Ravens.
50 Ravens versus
Yeah,
a gorilla.
yeah.
They
No,
said
just the draft, yo. I
said-
believe in y'all like that, yo.
Marlon Humphrey broke it down. OD. He said,
I didn't watch it, but I saw it.
He said if we grab a bunch of Ben Cleveland's, a bunch of Matabikes,
That's hilarious. I didn't know he
a
broke
bunch
it
of
down.
Matabikes, and it was like two more. Oh,
Pat Ricard.
he want to bring Pierce back, and he said it was like two more names he named. He didn't name Pat, but he said if we can get that, and they all gotta have a little screw loose. He said,
Yeah.
because you gotta be willing. Somebody gonna die.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate
It's just the
part.
unfortunate
A
part
ripped
about
off
it.
limb.
It's a limb is gonna be lost.
It'll be like a Mortal Kombat
Independence.
fatality. You gotta keep fighting,
Hey,
yo.
hey, listen, maybe we don't
Donkey
preach, we don't
Kong
preach
slam
cruelty
you.
over here. These are all just jokes and fun. But maybe they don't take the gorilla out this draft class. Maybe they just get him tired. They say,
Yeah,
"Yo,
yo,
we got.
I'm just
listen,
saying we tough.
We got big dudes to kind of fend him.
Yeah,
we
we
got
tough.
speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
We can make the
got smart
get
guys.
the final kickoff, yo. Once they get them tackled,
Maybe
get
Mike
down.
Green swings around and take him back by the back of his knee and just get him down. Just
Then
get him
Malachi
tired. That's
come
all
over the top.
That's all we need, man.
Maybe
And
just say everybody. The gorilla just say truce, yo.
Yeah.
Everybody go home. Nobody get hurt, and then everybody say, you know what? We could all live with that.
Yeah, yo.
11 Ravens versus a gorilla, yo.
Yo,
Matter of
let's
fact, and
get
throw the
money.
running back in there. They got a few other undrafted guys, but I'm gonna throw that 12th man in
Yeah,
there.
throw that running back in
Yeah,
there,
yeah,
too.
yeah. He gonna be very vital. That's
Yeah.
very, very vital.
Yo, let's get it, man.
But Matt Green get one leg, he get the other leg.
Exactly.
Yeah, there we go. taking down.
What made me most happy is, again, I didn't really do too much research on what they picked, but I feel like we at least dominated the AFC North in our pick selections. I think we got the Bengals, the Browns is in some kind of, I don't know what they doing.
And I'm happy
I
about
let them have their
got
thing.
5
their
QBs.
Thing. Come on.
Well, I mean, the Browns are historically trash.
Five.
Like,
They have
we don't
five.
even have to talk about them nice. But I do think, I'm thankful they did it, but I think the Steelers was loafing not getting Shador. Like, bro, y'all don't
They
have
picked
a
up Will
quarterback.
Howard. They
Yeah, picked up Will Howard. I
um,
think Will Howard can be decent.
He's a
I think
serviceable quarterback.
He's
man.
what
Telling you,
they
he'll be
looking
all
at
right.
with Will Howard. I think is a Ben Roethlisberger-esque type of build, and
big
possibly
body.
if he, if he gets some time. But the thing is,
You can throw that thing.
Stop it, yo.
I mean, he's a prospect.
Stop
He's
it.
a prospect.
He won the championship,
He's
son.
a prospect.
They won the national championship. He
Rich,
almost,
have you seen
did
what
you
you
see
did
that
in
hit he
this
took
NFL?
in that championship game? It was a nasty hit. I thought he died. I really did think he died out there. He actually survived it. My bad.
Stop it, yo.
But what they did though, they got some good defensive pieces that they put on there. Harmon, first round. I thought that was a good possible.
All of them picked up defensive
defensive linemen,
pieces,
yes,
as we
yes.
said.
They trying to prepare for us, man.
prepare.
Flat out.
One thing that they did
For
that
the fury that's
I got to
coming.
give him some credit. So the kid Kobe Bryant, who's a good. He didn't get drafted. I'm not really sure all the reasons, but he's a good corner. The reason I think they definitely picked him up, and if you know, you know. He basically, some people was like, why didn't the Ravens take him when we need corners? And they did. The Ravens got some corner help from a side. I meant to talk about him, but I don't want to go back. We'll be talking about stuff in the future, man. We got a lot of time, but apparently he basically didn't say the best things about Lamar Jackson. So people was like, oh, when they found out, I was like, oh, that's why the Ravens ain't take him. But at the same time, the Steelers. This is a very smart Steelers move. Man, I gotta give. They be doing some real clever stuff. They can't figure their offense out.
Man,
But
y'all
let me
don't
figure
have
some
a
stuff.
quarterback, bro.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing.
Stop it.
That's so interesting. Why don't they have a...
They don't want, and then they
thought they
got
waiting for next year or something.
somewhat offensive pizzas at an older age
Oh, we got
that they're not gonna target.
They're waiting. They're playing the waiting game. They're waiting
trying to
on
get-
old man Rodgers, man. You gotta really waiting on old man Rodgers.
What a plastic Achilles, yo. This man is gonna come out there looking like the gingerbread man. They gonna cook him, bro.
Yo,
Just commentate, yo. Just put out a podcast. You would have the highest grossing one, yo.
if you ever did like any of the
him and what's Joe Rogan, yo,
You
they
just
would
have to
go
get on there and
crazy.
talk.
y'all know what
It's
balsa
crazy.
wood is?
No.
It's like real thin, light wood. It's made for
Oh,
quick
yeah,
little fun
yeah.
projects, construction and stuff like that. And it can snap. That's his
Yeah.
Achilles, yo. He got a
And he's
balsa wood.
old, bro.
ligaments.
He's way older than us. Like when you're that age, it's like, bro, you should
Time to
kind
hang
of
up.
like not be, especially after a serious
Can't
injury.
spin that thing like you used to,
Yeah, bro.
No, it's the AFC North. He's gonna take hits, man. He's
Yeah,
not
it's
as
gonna be
mobile
bad,
as he
He's
is.
gonna get cooked first week, bro.
Remember how
That's why I'm hyped.
Saw what happened when he was on the Jets. I don't want to say it, but
Remember
that
how
was
Brett
crazy.
Favre was? Brett Favre, Iron Man, almost got to 300 straight starts. Ended at, if I'm not mistaken, 297. Stuck around too long. His career's over because he got smacked
Yeah.
into the turf. I think it was so random because it was the game.
Wasn't it a
If I'm not
playoff
mistaken,
game?
I don't remember that. I remember it was a game. It was in the cold because it was a game against Minnesota, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And they weren't playing where they normally play. I think didn't the roof fall through or something at that time?
Something happened.
So they had to play, or where the Gophers play, if I'm not mistaken, Minnesota
Yeah.
Gophers. And that field wasn't
Goddamn,
heated
bro.
like it was like normal fields like that.
Oh,
And
so the
And
ground was
all things
extra hard.
collided
Yeah, he
at
cooked.
once. Smack, concussion.
You can't
Never
smack
played
an
again.
old man into the hard ground, yo, in the cold.
It was
yo.
nasty, yo.
Karma be coming back around. You heard about old Farvey. Farvey, baby.
That's what another time we go. They Ravens do, but yeah, the Bengals, their draft was kind of fugazi. They try to get they try to get it. They got to get some defensive line help and all of that. But
For sure.
yeah, man. So
Another week, man.
Another week, exciting. Some things are gonna be happening. Guys is getting back to the castle. Guys, before you know it,
Yeah.
it's gonna be that time, fellas.
Appreciate
It's gonna
y'all
be that time.
tapping in, man. We excited about this draft,
Yes,
man.
man. Like, subscribe, tell some people, comment. Love y'all if you stuck around this whole time.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.